So we are inside of Facebook Live for IML Elite, also on Zoom, and also recording, so you guys will be able to see this back on YouTube. I want to welcome you guys on here, and just frankly excited to have you guys on for our SwipeTrades interview. For those who don't know me, I'm Brandon Boyd. I'm a chairman at iMarkets Live. Excited to be on here today. The first time really that Justin Adams and I, who is the SwipeTrades master, have the opportunity to be on a webinar together. So if you guys want to put there in the chat box where you're calling in from, we're excited. We got 344 people on the Zoom alone, not including the people on Facebook. We got Peru, New York City, Ecuador, Atlanta, Detroit, London, LA, man, people from all over the place. So guys, excited to have you here. We want to go over the SwipeTrades review. Look, we've had this product now for over a year. It has been amazing. My experience has been thus far is that every single week that I've used SwipeTrades, which I use it very consistently, has been pretty dang phenomenal. My belief is it's one of the best products inside of iMarkets Live. So I want to, without further ado, want to make sure that we got him on here, Mr. Justin Adams. Justin, you out there? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's going on?
Okay. Awesome. And if you want to put yourself on video, and that way we can see you, are you able to on your end?
It says video host has stopped my video.
Let me make you host here. There we go. I just made you host so you can see on video as well. So Justin, man, we are excited to have you on here, SwipeTrades Master. Guys, I do want to give a little bit of background real quick. When this company went through what I would consider to be a hiccup, Justin Adams stepped up without being told to and provided us signals. We called them IML. They were elite signals that we were providing through Telegram back in the day. And you literally, you couldn't even copy and paste. He'd put donuts in there, and you'd have to go to your phone and type in the numbers. But I'm telling you, for several months, he literally helped carry this company to where we're at today. And then a short time later said, hey, why don't we take that? It was so successful, and put it inside of an app that everyone can get access to, that does an alert right on their phone, and that they can simply copy and paste. So Justin is really the one behind that to help put that whole thing together. So we appreciate you for doing everything that you've done all the way up until this time. So I want to start by saying thank you to Justin Adams for all the work that you put in. Justin, man, this has been a killer month. I mean, tell us what's going on right now with SwipeTrades.
I mean, man, it's crazy. Good month indeed, especially with the holiday. You know, just rolling into November of this year. You know, back when January we launched, like Brandon said, we launched in January. So for this month, especially with the holiday, Thanksgiving week, it's kind of low volume in the market, so you can't really do much during that week. But still, even then, 3 out of the 4 weeks of this month, I mean, we hit close to 2,000 pips in profit. That's after losses. All the results are obviously on imltrain.com/results. And then this week was actually a really, you know, our true character of myself and the team, the SwipeTrades team, is what exactly we're capable of, is what we really shown this week. And we did like 889 pips this week alone.
It's crazy. In fact, guys, I'm going to put that for those who are brand new that have asked about results. I just put it in the chat, imltrain.com/results. If you guys want to see the results of, you know, SwipeTrades and some of the other products we had, you can go there. It's a great place to be able to send people to that are looking into the company. By the way, I do want to welcome those who are looking into this company with iMarkets Live. Appreciate you joining for today. If you guys have joined in the last week, I want you to put a 1 there in the chat or comments box if you have joined in the last week. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is what I've told several people that I've enrolled over the last week. I want you to become addicted to using, so look at all those new people. Become addicted to using SwipeTrades. Why? Because even though we can't guarantee you, you guys are going to do well. You're going to love that product. I call it the money product. Copy and paste. It takes me 30 seconds. I literally spend 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes a day using SwipeTrades. 30 seconds and I can put in a trade. Every time an alert comes through, to me, that means money. It means money. In fact, I'll wake up in the middle of the night when an alert comes through out of the dead of my sleep and put in a trade, because I'm like, man, this sleep, Justin, this sleep could cost me like $200. And so I put the trade in. I can hear it buzz, buzzes, and I get up. So anyway, So Justin, for some of the new people, since we got so many new people on this webinar, I want you to kind of describe what SwipeTrades is to them and really the value that it can have for them being a member of this company. Like just as far as kind of the ease of using it, not having to have, knowledge of Forex and stuff like that. Take it away.
Of course, yeah. When me and obviously Chris Terry, the CEO, came up with this concept. It was mostly his idea, but at that time I was doing IML Elite signals through Telegram. Like Brandon said, it's funny you brought up the donut thing, because I remember doing that. It's been a long time since I've done that, but it was a little fun, having fun back in those days. But we came up with this concept how people can come into iMarkets Live and into the Forex markets. And, for me, especially when I first started learning Forex, just like anybody, you don't know how to trade or what to do or how to exactly find a setup or, how to calculate risk or where to put your stops or where to put your take profits and stuff. So our whole bias for this whole thing is a learn and earn. So when you come into iMarkets Live, especially as a new customer, you pretty much want to use the educational services to learn. But obviously you need to earn at the same time to make up for, your monthly costs, your subscriptions, whatever it is. And then, at that point, it's basically a learn and earn. So you use the SwipeTrades to pretty much copy and paste, let us do the work for you to earn as you're learning, going through IML Academy, going through, IML TV, so on and so forth.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what do you think that is kind of the learning curve? I know it's hard to say with every person. Some use their phones all the time and others don't. Some are used to apps. I mean, what's kind of the learning curve of using SwipeTrades for a new person? How can they kind of get things up and going and recommending, demo and live and stuff like that?
Okay, so to get up and going, I think the biggest concerns, and we'll obviously go over this webinar and stuff, how to get past frequently asked questions and stuff. But pretty much people have trouble with a couple things. How do I input a trade? Kind of like the simplicity things, which is understandable because not most people most people are new to Forex itself and new to MetaTrader and new to, prices and what is a pip, so on and so forth. So my personal recommendation is to obviously go through IML Academy first. That's like the prerequisite, we call it. I was at an event in New York a couple weeks ago, and Matthew Rosa, Chairman 250, said it on the nose that when you go to high school or college, you take what? You take some prerequisite classes, get you prepared for whatever your degree is in. The IML Academy is pretty much that prerequisite to understand the basic vocabs like a pip and entry price and how to download MetaTrader 4 and how to calculate pips and how pips equate to money and stuff like that. So Brandon, if you don't mind, I'm actually going to share my screen real quick, and I'm going to bring up my trading view actually, because I can do some text on there, tradingview.com. And for those of you who are new, this is these are the software I use for doing my markups and stuff, is tradingview.com. So here I'm just going to do some text, let it load a little bit. I went over this morning. This is a USD CAD. It kind of will look like brain science here to normal individual, but let's just get it going. So here, understanding pip. What is a pip? A pip's a price interest point. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but it's basically a point in the market where it moves up and it moves down. So let's say you see this big wave here, right? It buys up. So a pip down here, you can see 1.18561, right? This area right in here, this is actually a swipe trade that we called up and caught this buy inside of actually this one right here, this big one here. So pretty much the fourth digit is that pip. So based on the amount of pips that price moves equates to how much money we can earn. So how do we, with the learning curve with SwipeTrades, pretty much it's just understanding how to input this into your MetaTrader 4. So when you get a trade, let's say we get a new trade alert, right? New trade alert, and the entry says like this one. We'll take the Euro USD from this week, for instance. 1.18400 was the entry. Your stop loss was I think it was 17880. Gave it some room to move, and your take profits were, let's just do an example here. Take profit I think it was 18700, and then take profit 2 was it was 1.19300, something like that. So entry here, so let's say the trade didn't happen yet and price is here. So all you would have to do is, when it's two separate entities, so it's SwipeTrades and it's MetaTrader. So MetaTrader is downloaded separate. Obviously, you know, obviously Brandon, I know when you bring somebody new into the business, you always get them set up with their MetaTrader account, their brokerage account, through JavaFX, through whatever account, you know, broker they want to use. So pretty much that brokerage is attached to MetaTrader 4. Now, with this, all you have to do is take the entry 1.18400. You find the pair. It's Euro USD. The time frame on the SwipeTrades doesn't really, you know, make a difference. It's just based on the analysis that a trader like myself or the team has done the analysis on. The higher the time frame, the obviously longer it's going to take to hit those target points. Like a daily would be like a daily swing. It'll take longer to hit like the take profit threes. Like we know GPP CAD take profit 3 was like 1,000 pips, but the trade's been active for close to 2 weeks now. So it just goes to show you the, you know, distance and stuff. But, you know, your risk is here. Stop loss 1.17880. Take profit here. The first learning curve I want to go over is solidifying partial profits. Now, I'm not able to share my screen on my phone, but on MetaTrader, Brandon, if I can, you know, you kind of got me along this too, is in your MetaTrader 4 app, you can literally, actually, I'm going to do this. Let me stop my screen share real quick, and I'm going to actually just do it on my phone. So here, I'm on my MetaTrader 4, and this is just an account I use for kind of like some results here, just for the swipe results, just doing all 0.01s. When I see the trade in blue and I get an alert that says take partial profits, right? All I have to do is hold down the trade, right? I hold down the trade and I select modify. Not modify, hold on. It's actually swipe. That's the difference. So on iPhone, I'm on an iPhone, you swipe, you hit the check mark, right? You see at the top here, my position size. Obviously, this is the lowest you can go, a 0.01, but let's say it's a 0.05. And the trade alert comes in from swipes and says take partial profits. Well, I have 0.05 in equity rolling on that trade. All I simply have to do is type in 0.02 or a partial on that, like anything lower than 0.05, and then I put that in the top, and then I just hit this orange button right here, and that closes the trade in profit. This reason we do partial profits is because it allows you to stay in the trade at the best possible entry point where the signal originally was taken at. And let's say you put like a standard lot on it or whatever, like a 0.10, a micro lot, a mini lot, getting $1 per pip, and you're up 50 pips. Well, if you take half of that, that's 25 bucks. Now your stops move to break even. That's risk free. The whole name of the game with swipes, a lot of people might have a little bit difficulty with, is how me and my team make everything risk free as possible with low risk setups. So I think, you know, the biggest learning curve is just practicing. My personal recommendation is just do demo for your first, you know, 2 weeks or a month. Get used to it. Get used to, you know, getting consistent blues profits. You know, getting used to taking partial profits. Getting used to copying and pasting the numbers, and then at that point, going live and playing with money that you can actually risk.
No, I love it. In fact, Justin, if you go ahead and make me host, I'm going to do a share screen as well. I want to show you guys what Justin was covering. Just go to my name there and just click make host. What Justin was covering, I want to show you inside the app. For those who've downloaded the IML app, I put together a detailed video. Luckily, it's only 6 minutes long. And in that video, basically I show, okay, let me show this to you and do a share screen. And let's go right to the app. So when you get to the app, you just click on products right here. On products, you're going to see where it says SwipeTrades. Just click that. This video right here, how to use SwipeTrades. In detail from an iPhone and Android, I show you how this works. So everything that Justin just showed you, I break down and I answer some of the questions that beginners have on what does it mean when he says solidify partial profits? What does it mean when he says, you know, there's 2 entries and 3 take profits? And so these kind of things are very important. So another thing that we put together is a Telegram, so that when you click on this Telegram link, what it does is it'll actually take you into the SwipeTrades Telegram, where we are going to kind of give the layman's terms on what that actually means for that particular trade that came through. So if you guys just got here, you just joined the company, that video right there, how to use SwipeTrades, is going to be critical. I tell people to watch it several times, and like Justin said, demo it. And when you demo that and you really get used to it, guys, this is this is a simple product to use, but the amount of times and the high percentage that they are profitable on these trades is really pretty amazing. And so how much time do I invest per day using the product? A few minutes a day. You guys can do the same thing no matter how busy you are. Now, Justin, another question that came in that I want to make sure that we got to you was, how many traders right now do we have that are actually sending alerts, and how does the company actually vet these traders?
So the process to finding a trader is very well. Obviously, I wouldn't want, or myself and Chris wouldn't want anybody on the platform that's obviously not seasoned. But there's 4 of us right now. It's currently myself, and you have Wealthy Pips, Starboy, and then Swing Masters. Now, Swing Masters are actually 2 traders in one. You know, as they're a team unit. You know, they're based out of Europe, so they're more focused on swing trades. So the reason, you know, SwipeTrades is becoming so much more powerful and valuable is because you have the intraday kind of, you know, and small swing setups from myself, Wealthy Pips, and Starboy, and then you have the really long-term swing trades that can hit massive amounts of pips from Swing Masters. So you have different analysis and different varieties all in one. But you know, the selection process was, you know, I like finding people who already had some groups established already in kind of the signal market, because sending signals is a different, you know, if you know how to trade, you know how to trade, but sending signals and keeping people in a loop and, you know, making sure they're up to date or taking partials or doing that, I want to find people that, you know, already had that kind of established groups and followings. So we, you know, selected it, you know, obviously Wealthy Pips and Starboy both had, you know, major followings, and then their analysis was actually very, very similar to what I do. So it's all about, you know, a team. It's all about same, you know, on the same page. You know what I mean? So the way I analyze, it's kind of like mostly the same way that they analyze, and we all feed off each other. Hey, we see this setup. Hey, I look at this setup. And us being very, you know, seasoned traders that have like the same analysis and a technical aspect, it makes us all just, you know, group together and really just on the same page, and we're just always feeding off each other. So it's a wonderful thing.
Well, I love it because it's just made the product that much more powerful. You guys are synergistic, and it's worked well. So a few questions came in. I can't adjust the lot size. Once you're in a trade, you can't adjust. It's locked in there. Another one, why were SwipeTrades past dates blank? So sometimes I'll get messages from people and they'll say, hey, I don't see an entry. I don't see a stop loss. Just know that if it says trade updates, typically a trade update, just saying basically here's what's going on with the trade. Here's kind of the latest update. You can just read the notes. Or they might say, hey, this trade's up 60 pips or something like that. So what you're looking for is where it says new trade alert. Okay, so if it says new trade alert, otherwise it's typically a trade update. Okay, hope that answered that one. How do you know if it's too late to put in a trade if you notice the notification late? That's a great question. I get that one frequently. Hey, Brandon, I'm at work. I'm super busy. Justin, what do you tell people on how quickly they should try and get into that trade on a pending order?
So my recommendation is, you know, I understand, you know, and, you know, people have work and have jobs or they're sleeping or whatever. My recommendation is to really activate the trade within that kind of 30-minute window. The reason being is because some of our trade setups, yes, we do limits and stops and, you know, everything to really make sure that the entries hit and give you guys and the users enough time to kind of get it in. You know, that's why we started using limits and stops. But there's sometimes it's hard to say when a trade will actually get activated. My recommendation is, you know, try to do it within that 30-minute window. And if you see anything outside of that 30-minute window or an hour, to simply go to your chart and, you know, look at price. So Brandon, I'm going to share my screen real quick.
I'll make your post. Yep.
Cool.
There you go.
So let's say here, if the trade was sent out 2 hours ago, right, and the price is entry 1.18400, which is literally this line right here, right, 18400, 400 right here, there it is, boom, it's 50%, right? And if it's calling a buy, we know a buy is up, right? We know a sell is down. So if I see a trade and I'm questioning whether it's, you know, active or not, if it's still valid, I can simply go to my chart. You know, obviously it takes some practice, like I said, but I can see if price has gone down underneath entry or at entry and started going on its way up. Let's say if price was, and I'll take this line here, it was underneath. Well, obviously, if it's the stop loss is all the way down here, well, that trade is still valid, and obviously, I have now a better entry than what was originally, the limit was. So obviously, I can enter there, use the same risk, so on and so forth, and then just use your discretion. I mean, if you see a trade late and it hits the entry and it's up like this amount, up 20 pips, just don't get in the trade. Wait for the next setup. It's better to just do that than risk that drawdown because if this trade were to go here and hit take profit one and then make its way downwards and you got up and up here, obviously that wasn't a winning trade for you, but it was a winning trade on the SwipeTrades platform. So my overall recommendation is just get in within that, kind of 30 minute to an hour window if possible.
Okay, perfect. Lena asked a great question. I want to know how to enter the swipe if there are 2 entries, 3 take profit. So here's what the layman's terms that I've put in a Telegram, the SwipeTrades Telegram. If I see 2 entries, 3 take profits, what that means is that you can actually take the trade 3 times if you'd like. What I do, if it says, 0.01 or 0.03 per thousand, so I'll take each trade and I do 0.03. I'll take entry 1, stop loss, take profit 1, entry 2, stop loss, take profit 2. Does that make sense? And then you can technically put it in 3 times if you'd like. Just the key is to keep that risk where it recommends. So if it's saying 0.03 per thousand, keep it at 0.03 per thousand with each one of those trades that you put in. Okay, looking for others, long-term swing trades. When you solidify partial profits, does it bank some money for you? It can, absolutely. Justin, what are some other things that you feel like that the new customers and people looking into the company, looking at SwipeTrades, what do you feel like that they need to know and understand for the power of this particular product?
So I was actually, it really hit me, it's obviously hit me all year. It's been like an amazing journey, what can happen in a year with this app and stuff. But it hit me when I was, I got my new, obviously, SUV, the Mercedes. And, I was in there and the manager, built a good relationship with him, was telling him what I do and stuff. And he's like, wow, really? That's cool. And I was like, yeah, imagine making money from your smartphone while you're at the office doing your work. Cause I was during the whole entire sales process, driving the car, trying to find a vehicle, the right specs, get the prices right. I see him, he's constantly on his phone as a, obviously the sales manager and anything, you're on your phone doing whatever. I was like, yeah, how'd you like to make money sitting in your desk doing the same thing you're doing now? He's like, wow, that's really powerful. And pretty much to show you how the power of this platform, and this is exactly what I wanted to go over here, Brandon, because I go over this all the time in, my IML TV trade room. So I did this math today, and let's say you had a $500 account, right? This is the power of Forex. If I had a $500 account, my recommendation for everybody here who's new, and most people don't. I know people want to hit that home run, and they want to, oh, I want to use a standard lot. I want to make $1,000. This and that. This is the biggest thing. You have to follow the same risk on every single trade, what you're willing to lose. So my recommendation for everybody, obviously, we give the 1% in a swipe trade alert. We use that as a guidance. So let's say I had a $1,000 account, or in this case, we use $500, and I want to risk the rule is to live typically 3 to 5% per trade. Well, all I'm simply doing is, what is 3 to 5% per $500? So this is how it's everything, and I'm going to go over the math, so guys, stick with me. So $500 times 0.05 is I can lose $25 per trade by risking 5%. So we're going to use 5%. I'm going to delete this. 5% per trade. I can risk $25 per trade. Well, I use this as a guidance too. The average stop loss on swipes, average stop loss, I just know because it's what I do. It's what Starboy does and what Wealthy Pips does. Average stop loss is 30 pips. So what lot size can I use, right? Can I use to lose $25, right? We say, how much can I use to lose $25? And that comes to a 0.08, right? So it's 80 cents per pip I can use to lose $25 on that trade, around there, 0.08. So 0.08 is equal to 80 cents per pip. Now check this out, Brandon. If you did this week alone, what's 889 times 0.80 is around, let's just do the math here. I'm going to do 889 times 0.8. It's around $711 right? For the whole month, we did 1897 pips times that same point. I'm doing the same exact, I'm following the same risk on every single trade with wins and losses. 1897 times 0.8 is, I would have made, if I caught every trade and every pip, yes, I know everybody doesn't, but here, 15, I'm just using this as a guidance, it was around this much. So I would have made $1,517.60 on a $500 account using 5% risk on every single trade. Now, why is this powerful, Brandon? Well, check this out. Yes, we did have a big month this month, but even an average, 1,000 pip month, you still would have came out on top following the 5% rule. So let's take this 17.60. So now what is our equity in our account? Our equity in our account is now what? That 17.60 plus the original 500. So we now have $2,017.60 in our account. Well, now the second month, what is 5% of that amount? Well, let's just do the math. So 5%, I'm going to do 2,017.60 times 0.05% is now $100. I can risk $100 per trade. Again, average stop loss is what? 30 pips. So what lot size can I use the second month? Well, 100.8, what's around 100? 100 divided by 30 is what? At 3.33, which means I can do now $3 per pip. What's that mean? I can use a 0.30 lot size per trade at a 5% risk on my new account balance. So let's just say we did 1,000 pips next month, right? 1,000 pips, that's the average, times 0.30, which is also $3 a pip, is equal to what? Times 3 is equal to what? $3,000. So you see the power of just compounding and not going for that home run right away. I see too many people, yes, they're making money. They get that trade. They get the USD CAD this morning on Friday, and they made $500 on a $500 account. It just doesn't make sense to me. Whereas you can literally just compound it and grow your account size using this platform, copy and pasting, to grow your account to now a $10,000 balance. And once you get to that $10,000 balance is when things really start to take off, because I'm just going to do this for the math so you guys can really understand the power of this. If I had a $10,000 account, everything changes. 5% of 10,000 is what? 500. So I can now risk $500 per trade. $500 per trade divided by 30 pips is what? 500. It's around 500 divided by 30 pips is around 16. I can now do $16.6 per trade. So let's say $16 per trade. Let's say 1.60 lot size. If I were to do that times 1,000 pips, what is that? Times 1,000 is $16,600 for the month. $16,600 for the month. Results not guaranteed. Past profits do not guarantee future results, but that's the power of growing that account. You can take a literally 500 balance, and in 6 months, that account could be close to 10,000. Results not guaranteed, but get it up to that, and then that's when things really start to take off. That's how you're able to use those more lot size and stuff. So my overall, bias is just being patient with it. Just following the risk, that 3 to 5% rule per trade, and letting swipes just do the work for you.
Woo, man, phenomenal trading. Everyone's like, hey, is this being recorded? This is great stuff, guys. We have the basic training like I was showing there on the IML app. This is kind of some of the more of the details, kind of the math behind it and the potential that this product has. There's a lot of questions. We don't have time to answer all the questions, but guys, we wanted to show you first of all, I wanted to have you guys put in the chat, who in the last week has made money on SwipeTrades? I want you to put a 2 in the comment or chat. If you have made money in the last 7 days, I want you to put a 2. Look at all those 2s. Look, our goal, guys, is to put money in your pocket and help you earn while you learn, so that if you don't have the Forex knowledge, if people don't understand the charts, if they don't even want to look at the charts, but they want to make money, man, they've got a cell phone, they can use SwipeTrades, they can copy and paste, and boom, they take those alerts, they make the adjustments needed, and they can make money. Guys, this is a money product. SwipeTrades is a money product. You got to get people to focus on that. We've got SwipeTrades, we've got the web analyzer, we've got the scanner. We've got phenomenal products, but they won't work unless you use them. And the goal of them is to help you make money without recruiting. So Justin, I appreciate you being on today. Guys, I appreciate you for jumping on this afternoon and this evening. We will be doing this again. We'll go into some more details, answer some more questions. Hope that you guys have an amazing TGIF. Justin, I think you had one more thing.
Just a couple of things, guys. Some things a programmer wanted me to tell everybody here while we're on the call is when you get an alert, and those who are having delays, obviously there's some technical things you can do if you're getting a delay. If you feel like you're getting a delay, obviously you can log out and log back into the app. You can go and close all your apps, and then also when a notification comes onto the screen, most of you go right directly and you do this and you hit the app icon. It's actually quicker on the home screen to swipe when that trade alert comes in. It'll take you directly on to open a trade quicker for you guys. That's one thing. And then also more stuff coming soon. 2018 is going to be a big year. I can't announce the details yet, what's going on with Swipe, but some new things coming to the table for Swipe. And then also myself, I'm going to be doing a whole course on IML Academy, recording videos. I'm answering a lot of questions that will be in IML Academy in early next year. So it's going to be cool.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you, Justin. Thanks for what you're doing, you and the SwipeTrades team. Guys, hope that you have an amazing weekend. Let's crush the markets Sunday night. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.